Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kenny, Detective X. Today we're drawing Ness here, and I didn't really even know what I wanted to draw, and I just kind of started drawing a circle head. I'm like, well, okay, Ness kind of has a circle head, right? And so that's just kind of what it turned into. And as far as the pose, I really didn't even know what that was going to be either. It just ended up that he was kind of looks like he was jumping out of an airplane or something, but I don't remember that happening in Earthbound. So instead, I kind of went a different direction. And what I do here is this, in the sketching process, I'm just, laying it out. Now I'm going over with basic inks. And sometimes you see it takes me a while to get the right line, but I just make sure I keep going through and until I get it right. See in there, I always hate drawing hats. I always have a problem with those. The hands, you see I kind of made the fingers look a little bit different, more like hot dogs or something. Just because Earthbound style, you wouldn't really see realistically jointed fingers, and so I decided to change it up in the final version. Also, it's easier, so there's that. Pants, I used some foreshortening, so you don't really see all the of his shorts. You just see the short legs coming out, and then I'm just cleaning up my lines a little bit here, making sure that before I start coloring in, I want to make sure all my lines are okay. Sometimes I work out of order, and that comes back to bite me because I have transparent parts after I'm done, after I've colored an area. So now for my color reference, go straight to the sprite, and I mean we're going exact, this is what the colors are. So no surprises here. Started with the yellow for his shirt there. The shoes, I didn't, at this point in the drawing, I didn't have anything other than the sprite for reference. So the shoes just became kind of an improv version of what I thought they would be, using a clipping mask there to make sure I'm getting the blue stripes on the shirt the way I want. Now, I've started using Paint Tool Psi, and what's really cool about this program, I think, versus anything is, I think it's got the best pen of any program I've ever used for drawing, like for just line art. And it's got this watercolor option that is really versatile and allows you to do some really awesome looking shading without very much skill, which, I mean, I've never been that good at shading or at like dynamic shading. And I think I was able to pull off some pretty cool stuff in here thanks to this watercolor tool that I've never been able to pull off in any other program. I wasn't really sure what to do with his shirt, so I just kind of picked that dark blue I was using and just went at it, and I think it worked, even against the yellow. I was a little worried about it looking green, but I think it ended up working out pretty well, so I'm pleased with that. I took a few breaks when I was drawing this. This is obviously what you're seeing is sped up, just as like post on Twitter or whatever. So I've cut those out, luckily. But as you can see with the shading that I do is after I do the watercolor, I then go back in with the eraser, which gives me a hard edge on some of that shading I've got. And then I'm just going back and putting in additional details, getting his cheeks all nice and rosy as the cute little anime faces do, going in, giving some life to his eyes. And now I know in all the promotional art, and even in Smash Bros, Ness is always just black eyes. There's no shading, but, screw it. This is my version of Ness, and so this is how I want it to be. That's how it's going to be because I'm the one drawing it. And you may not like it. And hey, that's free. You're free to have an opinion, but I drew it. So now here's the thing. I was trying to do some shading on the face, and you're seeing I'm about to go a little bit overboard there, and I just got to the point where I was so disgusted with what was going on, I just deleted it. That happens a lot when I'm drawing. But I did go back, and I was able to find something that I did like with the shading on the face, but it was too bright. So after I put this in here, I just kind of dropped the opacity of that layer. Something that's there, but it's not overbearing like it was before. Just doing a layer check. And at this point, I needed to get rid of that Ness because I had accidentally had stuff on different layers, and I needed to go through and merge it. Now, I've used Psi in the past before, Paint Tool Psi, but this was like really the first time I've dove back into it in years, especially on this computer. And so I was just reteaching myself the program. I threw in a blue background. Again, I really wasn't sure what I was doing here, but I went and I found a picture of what his PK Thunder looks like from Smash Bros. And I'm like, okay, well, then maybe that's why he's in this pose. He's hit himself in the buttocks with a PK Thunder, and so it's coming up behind him. So now I'm just doing a sketch as I would anything else. And now it's, instead of like inking over it, I'm just kind of making it look like the effect. Going to go in and put in the little electricity going around it. And I love drawing electricity because you just get to really just do whatever you want. It's the ultimate improv. Is the elements, I think, water and fire. It's just like you're just going with the brush and you do whatever you want. It's really neat. It's almost kind of, I'm like, this is how Bob Ross must have felt when he was painting, He's just doing his own thing, happy electricity. There's some effects I was trying to do in there. Trying to make like the glow bridge between the lightning, but I didn't like it, so I deleted it. And again, I throw down my color so I have it as a reference. And now, yeah, I wanted some extra glow coming off that PK Thunder because, well, I mean, that's obviously a light source, so I needed to acknowledge it in some way. And then I realized I'd forgotten to put Ness's little... I guess I might be getting ahead of myself. So, again, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just going to play around with the watercolor brush and see what happened. Again, just throwing in different colors, have a variety, because the way that the watercolor tool blends colors is so neat. And so I was just going to play around with it. And, again, I was streaming this all on Twitch at the time, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was waiting for someone in the chat to be like, oh, what is this even? And I was going to be like, I don't know. Just layer it, And so now I got kind of a look like, I think it's almost like he's going through storm clouds or like a snow cloud or something. And especially here in a second, yeah, I put these little bits going around Ness. And that's about it. Go through, just checking all my layers. Oh yeah, I've got to draw the little, I don't know what that's called, a little button on the hat. If you know what that thing is actually called, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. And I didn't do the whole multi-layer approach because it was just a little thing I wanted to get over with. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to put in my signature, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, that is so gross. Look how big that is. So I delete it, go in and put in my signature. So there we go, and you see the different kind of styles that I go through to get to the end. And yeah, this is the finalized version of this picture, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my Twitch stream and check out my Twitter, is when you're going to find out when I'm doing these kind of Let's Draws live before I go and do the sped up version. I'm always looking at chat if you guys want to come hang out. But hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to, here's the part where I plug everything, right? Hey, like, comment, and subscribe, but I don't. Hey, it's a free, well, where I live, it's a free country, and I am just rambling on now, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video.